So when you use Hyacine with for a Lightcone, you can take 1% of the HP off of Blade, getting him a charge every turn. Is this enough to save Blade and he's finally good now? And stay tuned as I show you what happens when Blade has 3 of Hyacine, getting him charges every turn. It looks ridiculous, dude. Hello, internet! We got Hyacine. I won't even waste your time here. The stats is the same one as my previous video, but today the main focus will be with this unique Lightcone here. I mentioned this before, but this consumes all allies' HP equals 1%. It counts as Blade's talent, so does that who just get to spam follow attacks now? Well, that is what we're trying to do today. These are the stats on Hyacine. It's the same one as usual. I gotta say, I don't think this will work, but what if though? We have 3 of this Lightcone on your entire team, and it all just helps Blade. Wouldn't that be insane? Before we continue, research from the Creator Experience survey, I'm just gonna straight up and jump towards the idea. I am going to have 3 of these Lightcone, 3 of the Remembrance Path characters here, to all take more turns and give Blade more charges. That is the idea. If this works and Blade gets like an insane buff, he might actually be back in the meta, dude. I won't even lie. It's just a team. It looks so stupid. Now, obviously, this is not a realistically good way to play Blade, but I won't even lie. This idea works out. Post buff Blade, whatever it is, maybe it's like decreasing the amount of charge needed. That might be just broken now. Check this out. With this Lightcone on all of my Remembrance Path characters, right? Every time I do a basic or a skill, I should take 1% HP off of Blade. That's 1 charge right there. And now there's Hyacine. Guess what I'm doing? I'm doing my skill. That is another charge right there. I'm doing my ultimate. Not sure if I can trigger it constantly though. Like with this ultimate, if I could take health away still, I can. It's 3 now. Wait. This is broken. Damage goes, it's nothing, but here's Mem. Mem has a basic, but I don't think that counts with Blade, right? Yeah, it doesn't count, unfortunate, but hey, you get the gist of it now. This is so funny. So from here on out, we just need to, yep, there we go. There's my first fall attack, 80. What? That's horrible, dude. We got Aglaya here. She has the Lightcone right there. So with this one basic, I should get 1 stack on Blade right there as well. Dude, this is so funny. We'll do an E here. That should be another stack into Trailblazer. I mean, little Eco Router. And then Trailblazer goes. We get another stack right into our ultimate. Should be the 4th stack, dude. If that's the 5 stack already, every time they touch us, we get a follow-up attack on Blade. So far, you know, this is not that slow at all. 100k right there. That is very bad. Well, obviously, it's not like the meta way to play Blade, and he can do more damage than this, but still, I would expect a bit more. I won't lie. 60k on a basic, dude. 3 stacks into a skill from Hyacine. That's the 4th stack right here. Little Eco goes, and we should take a turn. We got our Trailblazer right there. We're gonna just do a Q. That's my follow-up right there into Hyacine's ultimate. 160k now. That is 1 extra stack. Blade has just perfect synergy with this team. In terms of the kit, yes, but in terms of just, you know, viability, it's absolutely not. Like, we're missing a lot of buffs on Blade, dude. If they have a Remembrance Path buffer, though, instead of Aglaya, this team is actually valid now. Here comes the attack onto... no, I can't crit with Seal. I can't get people to hit me with Blade. Go with the Q here. That's 4 stacks now. We should take a turn with freaking Trailblazer soon. 1 Q, that's the freaking follow-up attack. Yeet. This attack should go. I should get enough for Aglaya. I'm gonna go and use that. That L means 1 more stack into this Q means another stack. With Hyacine coming in with an E, 1 extra stack into an ultimate for another stack on Blade. We have 4 stacks in 2 actions, basically. What the flip? That's the fall right there, and yep, I'm just not doing enough, man. I don't even think we can clear this in time. Does this kill? There's no way, right? I got 2 stacks left. Yeah, no shot. It takes 3 cycles to finish this, dog. Are you kidding me? Well, I guess that's that. That might actually just work. We might have a very valid team. Gosh darn, Blazer is just not doing enough, dude. My stats aren't even, like, terrible. I mean, they're not great, I don't think. I also don't think I can just say no speed. Maybe I could try no speed since I'm just, like, using my team to get more stacks, right? And well, I'm willing to bet this. Post buff Blade needs to be at least as strong as E4 by default to be like at all relevant. Otherwise, it's just never gonna be touched if like you have Mighty, for example. But I just want to see this idea. Then E6, I get 1 less freaking charge. I only need 4 for the follow-up attack. This team should be the end game. I also swapped like him to HP boot. Now we got no speed, but we got more HP. If this doesn't work, an E6 character doesn't work, which interestingly enough, Sela definitely does not work anyway. And the game really needs those buff quick, dude. But we'll see. We should do way more damage now, right? But yeah, 4 charges needed. 1 skill done, that's the first one. Hyacine goes, that's the second one. Hyacine ults, that's the 3rd stack on freaking Blade. Look at that. We're going with overtime right now. It's so dang fast, dude. Buff my guy Blade there. Go with an E. That should be enough already for the 4 stack. Into the 8. 160k. I'm gonna say it, dude. That's really not good for an E6 character, man. I do know, I don't have the perfect teams yet, but still, dude. Holy crud. I mean, maybe with the team, like, just getting more stacks. Look at how quick those stacks are. Holy crud. So now I touch you once. That's a 4 stack into the freaking follow attack into an ulti. Why not? Go for the mem right there. Boom. That's an extra stack into the freaking ulti. That's another stack. The enemy's gonna, like, take 2 turns now. I'm gonna have, like, a counter probably for how many times Blade has done a follow attack. This is probably like the 4th or 5th one, dude. 320k. All right. I say that like it's pretty good, but it's E6, dude. Of course it's good. And still, it's not that great. 90k? Nah. I ain't getting E6 if you're not doing 6-figure every breath you take, dog. When little Ika's doing that, dude. All right. So touch anyone one time. That's the 4th one again. I don't know how many freaking follow attacks I've done, but you're probably gonna see it. You right here into an ultimate that I am not able to use. Darn it. Go with my ult right there. That's the 3rd stack into Lil Ika. Into the horse attacking. You're not gonna attack freaking Blade. Just my luck, dude. But yeah, here comes the ultimate. Another follow-up doing 80k on a single target. And an E0 Aglaia is able to do 62k. And without Mem's buff as well, it just goes to show you. Gosh dang, it is not good enough right now. And here comes the 6k. Can I finish this in 2 cycles? I have to, right? There's another follow attack into the freaking ultimate now. I don't even know if I have it in me to keep count how many freaking follow attacks I have done with it. But it's probably going to be a lot. Well, for now, there's nothing happening, so I'll skip ahead. Like, this guy's dead for sure. We're going to clear this in this cycle. I mean, I guess you're already almost dead right here. We're gonna slash you up. All right, so Q right there. That's the 4th stack into Blade. Everyone's a Jing Liu in this team, yo. Now, the final battle. It's 2 cycles spent so far. For a Blade team with no weakness, this is actually very respectable, I suppose. And also, given I have no tribute, but for an E6 character at all, dude, come on. This is not good enough, man. Right, so Q right here. Another follow-up attack. 10% health gone on True Sting. That is very much impossible if it's a normal Blade. Here comes the propagation. Our damage should skyrocket now. One thing that I realized about Blade, though, the fact that there's Lil Ika, there's freaking Mem, and there's freaking Garment Maker. No one's gonna want to hit Blade. Look at this entire lineup. You have 1 in how many chances to get a hit Blade? Like 6, dude. It's not high. Well, given you do have more aggro and stuff, but you know, just diluting the chances of him getting hit is never a good thing. But okay, fair to count the freaking follow-up. In any case, though, this is about Blade, so we're gonna keep on going. And what I will do, since it's pretty much the same thing all over again, is I'm gonna show you this one more follow-up attack because it's sick. 1 stack up. There we go. It's like we're freaking putting Blade in a cannon and then launching him out. But yeah, that's the first thing I'll tell you. The second thing is I'll probably skip ahead. This is taking way too long, dude. And with that, I think Lil Ika's gonna actually finish this off. Ooh, that's close. 1% again. Just my luck, dude. Well, yeah, that was actually awesome. We only spent 1 cycle so far in this, like, second wave, though. To clear this in that amount of time is pretty impressive. I should have used my skill as well. Oh, God, that's not good. All right, here comes the final phase. This is when we might get, like, you know, debuffed by especially the orange bug if I cannot do enough damage. But I think with the amount of times I'm doing damage on Blade, we should be okay, because it is a lot. I'm sure you can check out the counter right now. It is very quick, and the amount of freaking follow attacks I'm doing on Blade is insane. But not to mention, I do also think Aglaia is putting out work right now. All right, so here comes Explosion. The orange bug should explode as well. This is perfect. This is the highest amount of damage I should be able to pull off on a single target True Sting. Show me the damage, dude. 71k. It's just not enough, man. All right, Lil Ika, show him 51k. How does Lil Ika do about the same as the person that wants to die? Like, does Lil Ika even have a brain behind those eyes? That thing is just too cute, first of all. Second of all, he probably does not know about taxes. All right, so follow attack again. 82k into the buff right there. Go for an E into a basic. That's 2 stacks right there. Hit me once. We should really get the LT. How long has it been since we saw actual run-of-the-mill Blade gameplay? This is nostalgic, man. All right, so I would appreciate if it would just hit the Blade. No one's hitting the Blade. Everyone's hitting a little Ika, freaking hitting Mem, hitting Garment Maker, and then their owners as well. It is not easy for me to, like, have Blade be freaking hit, dude. But here comes the counter, though. I'll be the own solution, man. If you're not gonna give me charge, I'll be the person that does damage upon my sale. This idea is just so dumb, but it's working, though. This should be like a 4 to 5 cycle period, now. That is insanely impressive for a freaking blade. And these days, dude, like when everyone has 3 million HP, not even wind weakness man did. Oh, you finally hit blade once. This is like the first time ever. 370k damage, dude. That's pretty spectacular. Imagine seeing that a year ago. Your jaw would be on the ground, but now it's like, oh, it's 300k. That's pretty cool. I could have crit for more though. It's the human nature. We're only seeking for more all the time. We only want Blade to do more, but it's never how are you, Blade, but can you crit more or can you get hit more, Blade? In any case though, can you do more damage, Blade? But that was it. That's a 5 cycle clear. Given it's E6 and given it's like a bad team. So without the bad team, I bet like you could have this be a 5 to 6 cycle clear. You know, just a normal blade. I will lie, that is pretty good for a blade. Like we're talking about someone that's pretty much just forgotten in the meta. But yeah, how about that though, guys? 3 of these Lightcones to give more stacks to blade, having an E6 blade, which if I'm the balance team, I would just say make this E6. I wouldn't say the damage part, but just the charge stacks part has to be reduced to 4. Make that like a default thing and maybe make his numbers a bit higher, then we'll actually see people using him. 4 stacks with 3 of this Lightcone means your follow attack just so much. I'm not sure how many follow attacks I've done. I'm sure you can see if you had a counter. It should be something crazy. You know what this means, guys? Blade could be back, especially with a buff. And secondly, Jing Liu kind of in shambles now because we kind of have this Lightcone instead of pairing Blade with Jing Liu. Well, they're both sucking ass anyway, and they're both gonna get buffed though. So I'm looking forward to that. And here are all them stats. Now, do remember, this is very stupid. It's quite moronic to like do this. First of all, how do you have 3 of the freaking Hyacine Lightcone, right? Second of all, even then, you'd be better off just having like a tribute team, an actual team. Well, yes, you're not going to do more follow attacks instances. So yeah, you'll have less fun, sure. But then you're still going to clear probably in the same amount of cycles. So that was Blade. We pair him with Hyacine. And well, more importantly, Hyacine's Lightcone. Because Hyacine herself really didn't do too much. Why is this Lightcone just so funny? It gives you speed. It does a lot of things as well. Randomly, it gives you speed. Gives you freaking consuming 1% of HP. Who does that? It deals damage. It also gives like a perpetual damage taken increase. It does a lot, dude. But here's the deal. I'm gonna recommend y'all to like not necessarily force yourself to get this because you can't always use the free option. You can get this to get your speed still, and you still do more damage on Lil Ika herself by doing that. But her own Lightcone though, yeah, it's more speed first of all, and then there's the HP decrease thing. I actually don't like this where you locked a certain function in the Lightcone. Like this effect was in Hyacine's own kit, that would be great. But now if you want to pull this blade shenanigan for a blade main, you have to get a Lightcone. I don't like to like have that little options, you know. I kind of want to save, but hey, it's not that crazy. In the end, blade is Blade is not that good, man. But that'll be all for today. Hope you guys enjoyed some old dogger content. That's like a really interesting thing that I tried. Of course, I can try some meta stuff as well. Maybe I'll do that. But as usual, though, with like gastras and all, I'm sure everyone's beating everything without much of an issue. But we'll see what we can cook up with Hyacine as well. Maybe with Mighty, I can cook up something else. But for now, hope you guys enjoyed this one. Blade mains, you're probably eating good, actually, depending on what the buffs are. And then if you pull Hyacine as well, you might get to pull some funny stuff. But that'll be all for now. Take care.